Simple stretching for lower back pain that you can do at home. Stretching for lower back pain is a very common practice. Most people do it straight in the morning, right after waking up, and are often implementing a far too rigorous stretching routine. This is not the best way to do it. Stretching can be a great tool in improving your lower back health. But what if I tell you that the way you're stretching could actually cause more trouble instead of preventing it in the long term? If you have lower back pain, stretching is generally a good idea. But remember to keep certain principles in mind. You don't want to harm yourself. You want to effectively ease your pain. Always stretch warmed up. Remember, you're damaging your muscles when you're stretching. Make sure your muscles are warmed up so they're able to deal with stress better. To warm up, simply go walking in fast pace for 10 minutes before you start to stretch. Stretching in the morning is a complete no-go. Your discs of your spine get soaked up overnight. They're increasing in volume. That's why you're few centimeters taller in the morning. Being tall might be great. But due to this circumstance, there's also more pressure on your vertebrae during those first 1 to 2 hours. This is the time that your discs spend in that soaked up state. Don't stretch during that time frame. Your spine could be damaged more easily. Don't stretch every day if you're a beginner, and don't stretch too hard. Remember that stretching puts stress on your muscles and joints. In the beginning, your body needs time to adapt to the damage. Start with 2 to 3 times a week for the best results. Also, don't stretch when your muscles are sore. Don't focus entirely on your lower back. Yes, you might feel pain in the lower back region. But this doesn't mean that the pain stems from there. Everything is connected in your body. You have to think of your body as a system. Lower back pain could stem from tension in your upper back or even your heels. Don't just do lower back stretches. Make sure your organism is healthy overall. Keep a straight back. I see people trying to stretch their hamstrings with a completely round back. Don't do that. You're hurting your spine more than you're helping it. Keep a straight back, or better, choose a position where having a rounded back is impossible. Such as in the stretching exercises that are following. Impaired flexibility is seldom the root cause for lower back pain. Yes, you might feel some pain relief doing it short term. But this is simply because of the increased blood flow to the damaged tissue. Most lower back pain stem from problems of your joints and bones. Things that stretching only has a minimal effect over. Nonetheless, stretching adequately and regularly can reduce the pressure on your spine in the short and long term. Hold these stretches for approximately 20 seconds until you feel less pressure on your spine. At best, do them after sitting for a long work day. This can be truly energizing. With this stretching technique, you're elongating your spine and stretching your chest muscles. Try to make your spine as long as possible. Just make sure to not overextend it in the other direction. Have good posture during the entire stretching. This stretching method is also taking away pressure from your spine. This is a little bit more difficult than the previous exercise, as you have to deal with instability. Make sure your belly button is the highest point of your body in this movement. Training on this exercise ball is also a great way to train the stabilizing muscles of your back. This is the most advanced and, in my eyes, most effective version of taking away pressure. You're basically turning yourself upside down on an inversion table and hold for a couple of seconds. This takes the effect of gravity away. Your discs can recharge. Inversion tables start at about $100. This is an easy stretch of your chest muscles. Performed with a bat. You can easily do this exercise by having the palms of your slightly bended arm pressed against a wall. Stretching the chest muscles will improve your posture and therefore dampen the long-term damage a bad posture has on your spine. Most hamstring stretching technique only work if you keep your back bended. This is a great alternative. By laying on the ground, you make sure you always have good posture. Grab your leg just under the kneecap. Then slowly bring it into a fully stretched position. This is the same hamstring stretch as before. But here you're using a towel or a band to increase the stretching effect. This is my personal favorite. Tip for beginners. Put the towel or the band around your Achilles tendon, not around your foot. This will ease the pain. Stretching is a great way to improve your lower back health. By following my advice and stretching exercises suggested above, you will ease your lower back pain and experience a healthier back. If you want to find out more ways on relieving lower back pain, check out my other article, What Really Works, How to Relieve Lower Back Pain Effectively. Featured photo credit, via maxpixel.freegreenpicture.com. Mark McManus. Mark is a personal trainer who specializes in coaching people on how to build muscle the scientific way. Read full profile. Spare tire. Love handles. Muffin top. Pot belly. All somewhat comical terms for belly fat. Most people don't like having that extra flab around their midsections. But we tend to just put up with it because we haven't learned how to lose belly fat. Many have tried some diet or bought a video on how to do a perfect crunch. But there is too much conflicting advice out there. Also, many people have tried and failed. So giving it another go just seems so daunting. Take heart. Because there is a truly effective strategy to lose stomach fat. But you may have to loosen up some old preconceptions. It's important to note that. In this article, I will specifically talk about fat loss as opposed to overall weight loss fat, muscle, and water. The strategy involves both diet and exercise, nothing new there. However, it entails two unique ways of going about it. If you put your mind to it, it's completely possible to learn how to lose stomach fat and start working toward the body you want. The key here is to become a fat and protein burner if you want to learn how to lose stomach fat fast. Low carbohydrate nutrition is one of the most effective ways of shedding pounds of fat from the body. If you eat what most government guidelines recommend you eat, you are a carb burner. It then becomes obvious that, in order to become a fat burner, you should reduce the current primary energy source, i.e., carbohydrates. When you do this, your body takes a few days to flip a metabolic switch and become a fat-burning machine. At that point, the fat you eat gets consumed first. And then you start burning away body fat as your primary source of energy. Obviously, you shouldn't consume copious amounts of fat. And you won't even need to switch to a zero-carb diet to benefit. Anything under 100 grams of carbs a day is considered low-carb, but ideally under 60 grams would produce great results. On low-fat diets, which by nature are high-carb diets, when your food calories are gone, the body will burn a mixture of both fat and muscle tissue protein. As muscle mass is metabolically active, it burns calories all day long just by being there. Losing it is a disaster for the dieter as their metabolism will continually slow down over time. This is one of the main reasons why low-fat diets very often produce temporary results. You lose weight for a while. But then it stops working, as your metabolism has crashed. And you experience weight gain, all you had lost and then some. There are several ways to lower your carb intake and start losing fat by making fairly simple changes to your diet. Here are just a few ideas to try when you want to learn how to lose belly fat. If you chose a random sample of people on any given day in the US, you would find that at least half of them drink sugary drinks on any given day. 25% would be receiving about 200 calories per day from such drinks. One can of Coca-Cola contains nearly 40 grams of carbohydrates. Remember above where we said 60 was ideal? Well, drink one can of soda and you're nearly there. Cutting drinks with added sugar from your diet can do wonders to help you reduce your carb intake. Replace it with unsweetened tea or water for a hydration boost. When you order a meal at a restaurant, most of the default sides are potatoes, French fries, mashed potatoes, etc., or bread. These are both packed with carbs. A standard small order of French fries contains around 30 grams of carbs, that bumps up to around 50 for a medium order. Instead of going with the default sides, ask for vegetables. There is usually a steamed broccoli or mixed veggies option at most restaurants. Healthy eating is key if you want to reduce carbs. One serving of whole milk contains nearly 13 grams of carbs due to the presence of lactose, a type of sugar. On the contrary, a serving of unsweetened soy milk only contains about 3 grams of carbs. Try switching out the milk you use for your cereal or in your coffee. The flavor will be a bit different. So give yourself time to adjust to it. Low-carb diet works for many people. But it might not be for everyone. The key is always to see which one works for you best. And it's always a good idea to check with your doctor before making major changes to your diet. The above suggestion and explanation hopefully can provide you a new perspective and approach to get rid of your belly fat. Just give it a try and listen to your body's reaction. The most important question here is whether you should focus on cardio or interval training if you're trying to learn how to lose belly fat. Overdoing cardiovascular exercise will also put your body in a state where it breaks down lean muscle tissue catabolism. So, the question is, how do we complement our fat-burning nutritional strategy with fat-burning physical activity? It's called interval training. Or, more specifically, High-intensity interval training (HIIT). The idea is to perform some sort of cardio in fits and starts, i.e., a period of lower intensity followed by a period of higher intensity. Research shows that this type of work burns more fat than steady-state cardio, typically by about 50%. In fact, one study showed a 9-fold increase in fat loss for HIIT compared to low-medium intensity cardio. Furthermore, a 2018 study discovered that HIIT was superior to moderate-intensity continuous training for improving heart rate variability. The even better news is that, when you're looking into how to lose belly fat, HIIT need only be performed for 10 to 20 minutes at a time. There are several elements of HIIT workouts, as well as several approaches to them. Here are just a couple of things to keep in mind. Tabata is a common HIIT formula, and it's great for beginners. This involves 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. You should shoot for 4 minutes, or 8 rounds. You can use this to target the part of your body you want to tone. HIIT is a great fat burner, but it's a lot for the body. So try to shoot for 2 to 3 HIIT workouts per week. If you want to exercise every day, switch it out for cardio or strength training in between. If you want to add an extra layer to your HIIT workout, feel free to add weights. You can include ankle weights if you want to increase leg strength, for example. However, don't do this at the very beginning. Give yourself a few weeks to adjust to the HIIT style of workout before adding in more. Hopefully you can see that these unique approaches to diet and nutrition will work synergistically to produce truly effective fat loss by. The best way to lose stomach fat is to put your diet and nutrition to work. You'll be amazed by how quickly you're able to work toward your ideal body. Harvard Th. Chan, Sugary Drinks Fat Secret, Carbs in French Fries Nutrition Data, Milk. Whole Everyday Health, all about soy milk, nutrition, benefits, risks, and how it compares with other milks. Metabolism, clinical and experimental, impact of exercise intensity on body fatness and skeletal muscle metabolism. International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, the effects of high-intensity interval training versus moderate-intensity continuous training on heart rate variability in physically inactive adults. Adaptive, how to tackle HIIT workouts as a beginner. Mark is a personal trainer who specializes in coaching people on how to build muscle the scientific way. Text source, lifehack.org.